Shalom, when the self souls, but giving no praise to Yahweh, but Shem Yahshua, but Shem Karkadash, double honors to the apostle, great Milson, and honors to brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, of whom the world ably calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. The son's true name is Yahweh Shai. In order to pray Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, and Sham meaning names, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick, just wanted to just touch on this notion of things happening unexpectedly, right? It was something that that I've witnessed recently, where one day everything is blessed, everyone's smiling, everyone's happy, right? And then on the next day, panic sets in. It's like, oh snap, what's gonna happen here, what's gonna happen there, right? And it just makes me think of just this general time that we're in, just how the Lord is coming back, and to the majority of people, right, it's gonna be like a thief in the night, right? What He is about to get ready to do, right, that's gonna overtake these people unawares. Okay, despite all of the signs being there, right? To these people, right, it's gonna it's just gonna be out of nowhere almost, right? Because He's getting ready to come down. This is one thing that starting off with the apostles on down, right? The bishops, elders, every Barkim that are speaking, and going into these videos, breaking down some of the things that Trump's saying, and these different new policies that are coming in, right? This devil is getting ready, right, to come. And at the moment, to these people that are unawares, it's just something that is happening over there to those people, right? But what we're, once again, from the apostles on down, what we're here to tell you is, now this is going to come upon everyone, right? This is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, right? And he knows he's got a short time. Okay, he's seeing the prophets all over the world. Jeremiah 28 and 8, what does it say? It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. Right? So when he's seeing this truth being declared, right, guess what? He's getting scared. Right. So he's gonna start he's gonna basically start coming down, man. Right? It's Revelation 11. Just jump to the point. Verse 11 says, and after 3 days and a half, that, right, representing 350 years, 1619 to 1970, right, roughly, right. So it says, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right now, this is precept that this with Ezekiel 37th chapter, right, speaking on how the Israelites, after a period of time, right, of being in a spiritually dead state, right, would raise back up, right, and the Lord will start dealing with them again, and that's what Esau is seeing, right. He's seeing the boldness, right, of the prophets, right, coming up against them. Right, this is Wisdom 5 from the top. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Right, because through the Spirit, right, we are dismantling the lies that he spread. Right, he's trying to once again he'll try with this whole DEI thing to be like, oh, you see, you chicks are only in these positions because of XYZ, and it's once again these are things that through the Spirit were called out, right, by the Lord's men. We was like, oh, he is doing this, he's doing that, right, and it's all gonna come back and fight you, right. This is Proverbs 22 and 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, right, and hideth himself, right. So through the Spirit, right, the Lord is dealing with his men to be able to decipher the things that Esau is pushing out there, right. This is what the scripture also says. It says this. This is second. I forget where it is. Now it doesn't want to search. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Right. So when you look into this word devices, G3540, right, Noema, right, it says point two, right, an evil purpose, right? What he is getting ready to do and bring upon this world, which to those that aren't privy to it, right, is he's gonna come at it unexpectedly, despite all of the signs being there, right? Despite the fact that the signs of evil are being laid evident. Okay, as the elders have been saying, you gotta listen to Esau. Right, so let's read that again. It says, a prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right, and these people, man, in this world, they're gonna be punished. Right, Esau's coming to bring great pain, and it's gonna come. To these people, it's gonna come like out of the blue. Right, it's just things are just gonna happen, but more so, right, when Yahweh Shai comes, right, to these people, it's gonna come out. They're gonna be, oh my God, as they say, right? But these times, these are the things that through the Spirit we're looking for, right? It was one of the things that we're commanded to do. We're commanded to watch and pray. This is Mark 13:33. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for you know not when the time is. Right, but however, we've been told to measure the time because we don't know the time. We've been told to measure it. It says, 2 Ezra 9 from the top, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and thou seest parts of the signs past, which I've told thee before. Then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, now the analogy I like to always give, right, with this precept, right, is, everything, has if you want to measure something, you need a measuring stick, right? If you want to measure length, you use a ruler. Weight, you use scales. But if you want to measure time, right, you use prophecies. Right? How long have we got left? Right? We use prophecies to determine that. When we're looking at the different major prophecies, we've not got a lot left. Okay, and the ones that we do have left, we can see Esau laying the groundwork to implement it. Right, when you're talking about the MOTB, right, we're looking at all of the infrastructure that Esau is getting ready to put together. Right, we're looking at the fact that a lot of governments are now moving to be, and especially like the UK government is moving to be very, very, very digital. Okay, why? Because the whole plan is to start integrating the beast architecture, right? So that once again, just like in the CV, always remember, the technology used for the juicy juice. What did they say? People would say, on the one hand, look, it's untested. They've just come out of it nowhere. But what was the response? No, we've been working on this for the last 10 years. Right? When you look at this, the technology for the MOTB, right? They've been working on it. They are working on it. If your eyes are open, you're able to see it. Okay, but this is the whole point of this lesson: is people aren't able to see, right? So when he creates that situation such that people are begging for the MOTB, right? These people are going to be unawares, right? For all of us, we saw, for instance, in the UK, right, the UK economy is down bad at the moment, right? For a lot of us, we looked and we was like, yo, this is like a controlled demolition. This is like a when you kind of see what's happening, this is like a controlled demolition. But these are things that are prophesied of in the scriptures. Ecclesiastes 12 from verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And do you know what? AI's got a lot to do with that. So here it is: the economies are going is going to SHIT, but then also the jobs are being replaced by AI. And when you look at a country like the UK, as I believe I said in another video, the UK is what's referred to, if I remember the terminology, I'll look at my other screen, right, as a tertiary economy, right? Let's see. Yeah, I am. Let me just bring it into the screen. Just bear with me. Move to another window. There we go. Right, so it says tertiary economy, right, which just means three, right, primary, secondary, tertiary. So the tertiary economy, also known as the service sector, is the part of an economy that provides services to consumers. It's one of the three sectors of an economy along with the primary and secondary, right? What is included in the tertiary economy: market services, trade, transportation, financial services, which London was big on. But once again, with Brexit, well, another if see if is it. I was reading a post earlier on, which was, if basically you're looking at, it was to do with Trump. It was basically, if you're looking at what he's doing, right, in the sense of the way that you view the world, you think that he's crazy. Right? But in the same way, like, we know that he's set up, and these different politicians right now, especially in the Western world, are set up to usher in, this NWO. Everything they're doing makes sense. Okay, the destruction of jobs, the destruction of the economy, right? It's all making sense to us. Why? Because the Lord, through His mercy, has opened up our eyes to see these things. So let me read a bit more of this: business services, real estate, and food and accommodation services, right? Public admin, education, health, social, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it would have been good if it also had like a secondary. Oh, shit, in fact, let's look at this. It says the tertiary sector is the sector of the economy that concerns services. It is distinct from the secondary, manufacturing, and the primary, which concerns extraction and blah, blah, blah. So if you look at somewhere like China, they kind of do all three of these, right? But when you look at, say, the UK, well, we don't produce anything in here, right? We don't manufacture anything. Right now, agriculture, yeah, we just about do that, but Brexit once again hurt agriculture. Okay, services generate around 70% of the EU's GDP and employment, so that's a massive number. So even on that, really comes back into this, right? So let's read this again. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Right, which is talking about the financial forecasters, right? The doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So basically, these two verses are going into there being no jobs, and the financial forecasters being like, yo, things are terrible right now. Trump's little mini trade war, made stocks plummet, man. Right, and that was just him saying something, right? So then now when you add in what's the word I'm looking for, when you add in AI and how a lot of jobs in trade, right? Maybe not transportation, right? But what was you hearing Trump saying? Right, financial services, right, business services, real estate. That's a real thing, right? Food and accommodation. I mean, what did they say? Basically, 15 minutes, you ain't gonna be traveling anywhere, right? So saying with these 2 points here, okay. So when you're considering that these are the primary, what's the word I'm looking for? If these are if these things make up 70% of the EU's economy, and a lot of these jobs are one, being taken over by AI, and two, right, hairdressers, well, where are you going? Banks for what money? Supermarkets, what, for your rations? Cinemas, cafes, restaurants, hospital, maybe hospitals and schools. But a lot of these things, they ain't gonna be having the footfall, right? And they're gonna close, right? So basically, it's a planned implosion, right? But these times, once again, the majority of people are not privy, nor are they aware, right? These things are gonna come up on them, right, as a thief in the night, right? Which allows us to get into the first precept. This is First Thessalonians 5 from the top. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Okay, so for when they shall say peace and safety, which just before Trump came in, right, there was a lot of peace. Oh, he's ending the war in Israel. Oh, he might end the war in Ukraine and Russia, right? Oh, right now you have a lot of Edomites that are saying peace and safety, because as has been said once again, right, from the top down, right, you're gonna have a lot of lower level Edomites that's gonna be caught up in this thing that's about to come on, and ultimately, when you're talking about America, right? Those Edomites and the soils of America, they're going to be completely destroyed. Okay? But to them, Trump is a savior. Trump is here to bring peace. He's here to bring safety. When they're talking about, kicking the tribes out, right, they think that that's going to bring safety unto them, right? Not knowing that the same laws and impositions that they're using against tribes will be used against them too. Goes on to say, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, right? And they shall not escape, right? What does it go on to say? But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of the light. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, right? Because this is these scriptures, right? Faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's what's going to keep us strong in these last days, right? Isaiah 33:6, right? Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, it says, and for an helmet of salvation, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. So, for us, we're expecting, and not only are we expecting, we're hoping for these things, right? We're hoping that the Lord comes quickly. We're hoping that the Lord comes and brings max pain. However, that's not to say we won't be caught up in this max pain, right? But the Lord is going to have a hedge, and He's ultimately going to make a way for His elect to escape. That's why we read Isaiah 65:13 and 14. Right, speak about, my servants shall eat, right? Because ultimately the Lord he's going to protect His elect, right? Once again, not saying that none of His elect shall be made martyrs for this truth, right? Precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of His saints, right? Then those that were basically killed for the witness of Yahushua, okay. But we're looking forward for these things. Right, so when things are happening, right, for us, I mean, yeah, in the moment, maybe like, oh damn, but like it wasn't like a sucker punch, right? It's like if you're in a boxing match, right, the other person's gonna try to throw a jab, so you're looking for it, okay. But with these people, it's just gonna be like a punch from behind, right? Someone just, even like a sniper from behind, just going about your day, and then boom, okay. I'm just going to end on this. I actually had some more, but I'm just going to end on this. This is Matthew 24 and 36. It says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So we don't know when, Lord, right, it's timetable to come back. But, as we read in the different precepts, right, we have certain signs, right, which allows us to keep track of what's going on, just like the same way. And I think it is an example in here as well, right, or another chapter. But just like if you're going out during the day and then you see the sky overcast, you're like, hey, well, let me go back and get my umbrella, okay. Now you may not know exactly when the rain's gonna come, but the signs are there, right? And the signs of this man's downfall are clear and plain for all to see. However, right, for everyone else, their eyes are closed to it. It says, but as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? Basically unexpectedly. Right, but as we read in 1 Thessalonians, to those that are looking, it ain't going to be unexpected. Right? The preciseness of it may be, but we're looking for these things. We're looking for the Lord to use Esau to bring pain upon this world. We're looking for the loss of jobs, the loss of luxuries, the loss of and the changing of how our lives are. Okay, we're looking for these things, but for people in this world, right, things have always gotten better. There's always been a way out. right? But we understand that this is the curtain call of this man's kingdom. Okay, and in fact, actually, I'll just read this because it was also speaking about, a sudden as well, but it's also a nice way to tie in what was just said. So Jeremiah 51:8 and 9, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Right, so to be, this is going to be sudden, right? But then also the very fact of how quick it's going to be, right? America's going to be destroyed within a literal hour. Okay, not a metaphorical, not a spiritual, doesn't represent, no, it's a literal hour. It says, how for her? Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, and that's what Trump is trying to come say, right? But she's not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So as always, Lord's will that was edifying. Until next time we say, Shalom.